Hey, what's up guys? This is James Ferrantino, and today I'm going to show you how to make a cool bass sound out of the ES2. So this is not going to be like a standard step-by-step tutorial on how to, but I'm going to show you like tips and techniques that I use to make a cool bass sound out of this ES2. So I kind of put together this drum beat here so we have something to kind of work over and with. So I'll just play that real quick so you can see what we're working with. And there we have it. That is the drum beat. So the first step that I will do is I'll go to this track and open up an ES2, which you can find over here, ES2 stereo. All right, now that we have that up, I have a MIDI controller here that I'm using. I'm actually using the Sub Fatty as my MIDI controller, so yeah. So I'm gonna play the drum beat and just kind of see what we have here raw. Alright, so that's what we have when we open the ES2. So let's try to make that sound a little more interesting and more bassy. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I want to turn this first oscillator down a whole octave here, so we have some more bass going. We still have the sawtooth here, so let's see what that sounds like. Alright. So I want to change that to a sine wave. And now that I have a sine wave, it's starting to sound more like a bass. I turn this into mono. Look, I barely did anything and it's already starting to sound like a bass. So what I want to do is I want to turn this cutoff down just a little bit. Get rid of those high frequencies, so when we do mix other synths on top, it doesn't really interfere so much. Alright, so now another trick you could do here is you can go into the sine level, turn that up a little bit, which adds a little more. Like sine level, obviously. Just to beef it up a little bit. Just a touch of distortion, a little bit of resonance, a little bit of drive, get a little more dirty. And then a little bit analog to make it a little more random. A little bit of glide. Alright, so other things that we can do here, depending on what kind of sound we have, that's more of like a basic synthy sound. Just to like kind of mess around with it a little bit, we can go to the cutoff here over here. We can go to target. I'm going to cut off 1 and 2. I'm going to put this to the LFO. I'm going to kind of see what I can work with here. Let me do a quarter. Darn it. Okay, eighth it is. Turn this knob down. There we have it. Now let me actually just record some notes just so I don't have to keep playing it. Alright, so I just have that. I'm going to quantize that. Right click, select all, quantize. Look at that, we already have something forming in the works here. Kind of like a house kind of bass. Now, I want to get it more like dirty and low. So let's go here to this oscillator, see what we can do here. you get the point. I'm not sure if I'm digging this third oscillator. Let me just shut that off, put this in the middle. All right, we're working with something. Okay, let's mess with this. See where we're at. Organs have a really badass sound. So I'm gonna slide this more towards the to the first oscillator, so we can get less of this organ sound. Alright, so I kind of like where we're at. So let me just like do some editing here in the bus. I'm gonna add, I already have some stuff set up here, but let me start over. That's when I was making the drums. But I'm gonna open up this bus, put in some reverb. Let's do like a room reverb, whatever. I like the room that just comes up here. I'm not even gonna mess with that. I'm gonna roll this in. They're gonna take some of the lows out of the reverb so it doesn't get too cluttered. Alright, now another trick that we can do here is, because obviously the kick is interfering with the subs of the bass, I'm going to just do this really lazy technique, which I call using waves pumper in stereo. Cooking with too much reverb, but sounds cool for the tutorial. Alright, what else can we do for fun? You know what, actually, I want to make this even more interesting, as in this bus 8, I'm going to throw some chorus on top, and I'll show you what I do with this. I'm going to go to modulation, chorus, stereo. So now we got this cool chorus effect, and you're going to be like, wait, what? That's going to mess with the bass frequencies, but I'm going to completely get the bass frequencies out of this chorus, so it only messes with the high. Now that's how you can totally make your bass so much bigger. See what it does? It like spreads the high frequencies like more wide, so you get just cooler effects. Alright, so you know what? I guess I'm going to stop this video here, because there's so much more that I can endlessly do. Like, this video can honestly probably be like an hour long if I start adding a little more distortions on top, a little more cutting, chopping, slicing, moving around, reversing, blah, 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 adding more synths, layering. But I guess that kind of shows one cool way where you can mess with the ES2 to get like some cool bass stuff. Like, I'll just kind of review what we went over, like the cutoff 1-2 to the LFO, create some cool variations that you can use. And then on top of that, you can even automate this up and down, so you can just get some more variance in the song. We used mono, we used some of this sine level, analog, just to create more randomness and glide. But other than that, I really appreciate you guys watching. Again, I'm James Ferrantino, and if you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe, of course. And then I'll see you on the next video. I appreciate that. Bye.